Hello, and welcome to Indie Encounter. My name is Sandra Laraine Coleman. The mission of our show is to give independent performers and artists access to as wide an audience as possible, and to give you, our viewers, a window into their art and their artistic process. What makes them tick as human beings and what they have chosen their particular avenue to connect with the world. All art is about communication and connection. Let's meet today's indie artist Mansoir. Welcome, artist Mansoir. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. How are you today?
I'm fantastic now
That's
that you're
good.
here.
Oh, thank you.
I want to ask you a question.
What?
Artist Mansoir,
Uh-oh.
tell us the name and the meaning of it.
Well, it's a name. The name, it's kind of funny. I got it out of a magazine. Well, the last name, part of the name, I got out of a magazine. And I was just fishing. I knew I wanted artist, which was like a misspelling of the word artist.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to go with artist. Us. You know, kind of separated art and us.
Right.
So it didn't sound complete. So I was fishing through this magazine, and it was a perfume ad. And I just remember it said, such and such, Mansoir's hire with this fragrance or whatever.
Wow.
And I was like, with art and us, Mansoir's hire. So I'm like, push it all together. We get artist Mansoir.
Wow. And that is actually the perfect name for you.
So it kind of stuck.
Yes. You are such a creative artist, and I could see every time I see you perform that with art in us, man does actually soar higher. Perfect name for you.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to do what we do as poets. And you know, it's meant to lift, you know, which I thought also it kind of fit.
Yes.
You know, it's spoken word poetry. It's meant to lift spirits. It's meant to take you higher. You know, offer you something that might be an answer to something you're going through.
Right.
You know, to lift your spirits. So with art, and then us as the deliverers of the art, man, soars higher. You know.
Yes.
So
yes.
Let's hope it catches on. You know.
It will, definitely it will. And what a beautiful definition. Let me ask you about the creative process for you with a name like artist Mansoir. Do you feel pressure do you put pressure on yourself to be better, stronger, faster than the average artist because you did give yourself such a phenomenal name?
Well, I don't know if the competition is with another artist more than it is with myself. To top my last poem, and what I mean by top is just to be able to me, it's all about getting the point across.
Right.
You know, how eloquently can I get the point across? I know what I want to say.
Right.
But I'm choosing a medium that's supposed to be like distilled language, a higher speech. So the goal is to deliver my message with an elegance, with a style and a flair. So it's like, as long as I can get my point across in that manner, I feel like I'm doing all right.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, and I can see where, you know, that would be the case. And you also, not only do you do spoken word, but you happen to have a wonderful singing voice as well, and play the guitar.
Why, thank you.
Tell us how do you incorporate the music aspect of what you do into the spoken word?
Well, I have to go, for that I'd have to relay to one of my favorite poets, probably one of the first guys I ever heard do poetry, was a brother by the name of Gil Scott-Heron. And I was blessed to receive a cassette tape with some Gil Scott-Heron on it. And why did that brother give me that tape? Because he didn't know that I aspired to put the music to the poetry and put poetry together. And then when I heard Gil do it, I said, that's it. That's how I want to present my message.
Right.
With the music like that.
Right. And
You
if
know?
you have to aspire to do something like that, what an icon. You
Yeah.
know, Gil Scott-Heron. I mean, it
And
doesn't get any richer than that.
I listened to those poems and I was just like, wow, that is the, can we curse?
No.
That is the stuff. That is the stuff.
I would have to agree. I would
Yeah,
have to
so
agree.
and after that, okay, everything I do, I want to try to make sure it's music friendly,
Right.
you know?
Right. And that makes sense because you play the guitar,
Yeah.
you sing, and you do spoken word. But you also have a family.
Ah, yes, I do.
Yes. And so how are you able to balance your art, your family, your work? Are you creative in that aspect as well?
It is very challenging. It is a challenge because one, it's a balance. You got to balance it, you
Right.
know? You got to balance it. You can't do too much of one and not the other. If you do the work here suffers. If you do the work here suffers. And I say work because they're both work.
Right.
The family is work.
Yes.
Getting in front of the mic, hitting these stages, it's work.
Right.
And whenever you take away from one, the other suffers. So it's definitely a delicate balance.
Right.
But I think we do all right. My wife may beg to differ. Hey, honey. She felt like, you're supposed to be at the market right now. We waiting on dinner. Be there.
Okay, but tell everybody, you guys finally had a little girl.
Yes.
How
yes.
many times did you try before you got the baby
Well,
girl?
We tried for 20 years, but it was probably 1,000 times. I don't know.
Well, how many boys
But
do you have?
we have 6 boys. So
And one girl.
there's 6 boys, and then right when we said, okay, forget it. It's a lost cause.
You
Here she
finally
came.
had- She came.
She came.
And I know she's probably inspiring a lot of poetry.
Oh, wow. She's just an amazing little creature. I thought I knew, well, you know, I had 6 boys, so I bounced 6 babies on my knee prior to her.
Right.
And I got this wrapped. I've been there, done that. But she's a whole nother ball game, you know? She's a whole nother ball game, you know? It's a whole nother feeling.
Right.
Just, you know?
Right.
And it's like, wow, it's something new,
Right.
you know? Even though I've had 6 kids already,
Right.
it's a new experience, you know?
Right.
And people say, oh, you got a little girl, you gonna be daddy's little girl. Girls always cling to their father.
Yeah.
And in my mind, like, I've been there, done that. All my kids clean to me. I love them. What are you talking about, you know?
All right.
But it is a difference, you know?
Right.
It is a difference. I can't really pinpoint because she's only 5.5, 6 months.
Right.
So everything's still new, so I can't really pinpoint.
Right.
But one of these days I'll get the words to describe that difference, you know? And I'll share them with you.
Okay, well, right now you're going to have your opportunity to share a few pieces with me and the audience. So
Okay.
we're going to hear some of the phenomenal artist, Mansoir.
Okay. Let's re-roll. All right, this piece is called Killa Kids. And this piece is about, if you know, in our community, we've been having a lot of outbreak with after-school violence, gang violence. Kids are shooting each other, having these big brawls after school between the blacks and browns in my community. And this piece was stemmed from just constantly seeing that after school every day. In my neighborhood, I could see just locally we were having it. The issue was hitting right at home. And this piece is called Killa Kids. There's something to be said about a society where kids kill kids, seemingly over nothing. Yet, nothing so complex that they can't understand. Nothing so heavy that they can't carry it, man. Nothing so deep that it's almost as if the child hardens in his sleep. And regular primetime TV shows like American Idol and Top Model, well, they don't match the holes in his clothes. And that their bus pass and that walk past them gangsters, it don't match the bling of the Range Rover or that new Charger with the Hemi. I myself prefer the new Mustang 5.0. This strange society breeds monsters without God. I watched them starve a woman on regular everyday TV because she couldn't feed herself. But the underlying reason was wealth. Health reasons flew out the window and landed bedside the Pope, and while all she needed was an intravenous IV, they gave it all they had to save us. In the name of God, I watched TV portray this immorality. In the name of God, we war on other God-fearing countries. In the name of God, I pray you stop. The children are watching. And the children see. And the children see and participate actively. Oh yeah, I can protect my child from R and X-rated movies, but what about regular everyday TV? It's too much corruption. I watch a woman kill another woman heinously on regular everyday TV. I watch a man drown his woman, an unborn baby, and get the death penalty. I watch a basketball player get accused of rape. I watch a movie star get acquitted for murder on a regular everyday basis. I watch a pop icon, a superstar, R.I.P., fall from the top like if he was Satan, accused of messing with the children. And it's too much. It's too much for me. So how much more is it too much for two young eyes to see? Too much to balance out when an occasional family outing, when an occasional family outing ends in bloodshed. Oh yeah, I can protect what's going on inside my state, but look what's happening just outside my front gate. 50 yards from my house, I seen a shootout. 3 Mexican kids chased a black kid down because an adult on the news said black versus brown. I didn't push my son down, getting him in the house. But as we looked through the window screen, it looked just like a movie scene. And so I cry. I cry for the children's hearts that bleed in silence. I cry for the lack of understanding on such a grave situation. I drop one for every round spun, for every shell that hits the ground, son, for every wrinkled brow and frown that sits atop every 15-year-old set of eyes that justify the drive-by. I cry for love because she's dead. I watched the grown man snatch love from the heart of a child and then stomp on her head. And then the grown man made the child shoot his own love 2 times till she was dead. And then the grown man replaced her with murder, hatred, and perverse thoughts instead. So now our only hope feels it's cool to get high, and the only regard for life that could have been gained is now flying, disappearing just over the horizon. So now he finds enemies in other teens, and death is not only an option but chosen preferably. That way he could be of, about, and with everything he sees. When children are offered corruption for life, perverse for passion, murder for fun, love dies, slain by its own hand. Love takes itself out the game, man. In a society that has just adopted the phrase, it is what it is. Please understand that in that type of environment, man, kids kill kids. Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Killa Kids. This next piece, this piece quickly became my signature piece when I first started writing poetry, doing poetry in Leimert Park. It's kind of like a racy kind of song type of piece, but you know, it just flows, it just runs on and on. It has no hook. It's kind of racy, you know. It's called Thinker's Brand. And it goes like this. It's just a social commentary. Thinker's Brand. Yo, did you hear the horns blow? On the way to the liquor store? Making you say you don't want no more. But you persist to go anyway. I did the same thing yesterday, meaning everything's cool, I'm gonna be okay. Wrong, that's the wrong thing to say. For did you know the spirits take control when you let go? and they make you let go. Release your fears into the atmosphere. Some shed tears, admit their queers. Release aggression held back for years. Some graduate to the pipe and give up their life on a virtual flight, meaning not real. Some graduate and regurgitate, then hesitate on the knowledge that's fed. A tasty brain dead. Salty this with butter and garlic, but don't lose the natural flavor. Don't lose what you savor. Dig in. What's all too real to conceive, you'll find too unreal to believe. What's all too real to conceive, you'll find too unreal to believe. While you can't roll through the night without having to soon face the daylight in the many shapes and forms like the different array of babies that are born, some in the rain, some in the sun. So this be the parable of the rising sun. Hallelujah, Yahweh Shalom. I'll bang these beats till I'm gone, but man must rock on. Man must rock on. Swim with me through the depths of the sea. At huge heights, out of sight from man spanning the globe, the whole universe fits in the hole of an earlobe of the Most High. They can't fade me as the clock tick-tocks, as the pendulum rocks. Don't stop till it drops and crash the whole structure. One sharp edge breaks off and punctures the heart of men and the evil that we do. See, I'm a part of your crew, but of the few who sought out to pursue. Why we can't do what we want to, we can't take it upon ourselves. It's all wrong, under the assumption that it's all good. It's all understood, somebody already paid. Wrong, that's the wrong thing to say. You see, man's got problems on his hands to which he don't understand. He wants to leave his native land carrying a satchel full of contraband en route to the promised land. And where, oh, where is the promised man? Just then I saw him. I looked and there he was. He called me cuz. He asked me from what said I was. I gave him a hug as he dumped 2 slugs at other chosen ones. Under the gun, but under the sun, that's nothing new. But the names have been changed to protect the chosen few. See, this is how we do. Realize that it's all been devised from the beginning to the end of time. Before you and I were a trickle in the eye of the Most High. Just a thought brought into existence, created in the image. I am that I am, and all that I am only compares to a fraction of a grain of sand, or dust in the Creator's hand, or dust in the Creator's hand. Bang this in your Jeep 7 days a week, but you got an enemy that don't sleep, and this be the prescription that you need. Peep my ebonics, peep my ebonics. It's spewing from the mouths of alcoholics, but I can't call it, I can't call it. I tell you this, drinking is for the heavy at heart, not for the curious. And some things make me furious. Why? If life is full of choices, then one decision I made created a whole array of mayhem down a path already laid. One day it's this way and never that. But as a matter of fact, we change every day. But we will not admit to yesterday. We blame it all on alcohol and have a ball till the day is done. But youth is wasted on the young. I said, but youth is wasted on the young. I said, but youth is wasted on the young. I blaze a Mexicali at this presumption. Cause I'm a thinking man, smoking the thinker's brand. I exist in a state of deep purple, sit at the dock of the bay. And blow my smoke on the water. I observe the strange daughter as she reeled the men into where she dwelled. But her footsteps take hold on hell. And unless thou shalt ponder the path of righteousness, away the move that thou canst not know them, that thou canst not learn them. I said, unless thou shalt ponder the path of righteousness, her ways immovable, that thou canst not know them, that thou canst not learn them. You see, there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is death. What's layeth, you see? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And you gotta have something. You just gotta have something. Peace. Artist Mansoir. Thank you.
Woo! Artist Mansoir.
Yeah, so just a little.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thinker's Brand.
Thinker's Brand.
Definitely social commentary.
Definitely, yeah. You can say I had a lot to say.
You did have a lot to say. And I would say that's a piece that definitely promotes dialogue. So when you're writing your pieces, is that your goal, to get people to talk about the things that you see as an artist?
Most definitely, most definitely. Because in talking, that's how we reach solutions, you know?
Right.
To problems. And just to show, I think I heard another artist saying that it just shows that we're all going through the same thing, you know?
Right.
It's comforting, it's reassuring to hear somebody that you don't even know, that seems like they're not even in your bracket or whatever.
Right.
But yet, telling the same story, feeling the same feelings.
Right.
About the same issues and subjects.
Right.
And it's reassuring. It just lets you know that you're not alone. You know, we're all here together. You know?
Right, and that's all of us want to know, is that we're not alone. And I think the pictures. Like I was listening to you, and the pictures that you paint, the images are so graphic.
Thank you.
So how do you get those images from your head to the paper? How do you do it?
You know, it's just the creative process. I just open up and allow myself to be a vessel, you know.
Right,
The message is bigger than me, you know. That's what we were just saying.
right,
The message is something that's affecting us all, you know. So the message can't be mine, you know. I've just been chosen to deliver it, and I just accept the responsibility to share it. Excuse me.
and you deliver it very well.
So, you know, a lot of times when I write, it's like I'm playing catch up, you know.
Yeah,
I can't write fast enough,
right,
you know, and if the thoughts are flowing that fast that I can't, that's telling me that it's not from me,
right,
you know.
right,
It's
right.
coming from somewhere else,
Exactly.
you know.
So it's a
And
spiritual.
I'm catching it,
Right.
You know? I'm trying to catch it
Right.
before it's gone, you
Right.
know.
Yeah,
You know.
I would have to agree. So the journey is more spiritual than anything.
Than anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most definitely. So about how many songs, poems, spoken word pieces do you think you have?
Oh, well, I got books that go all the way back to 8th grade. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I would
eighth
say
grade.
I won't want to give my age away, but I got books that go all the way back to about 8th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about the spiral binders
Right, right,
that have about maybe 200 pages in there,
right,
and I have about 8 or 9 of those.
right. Well, I'm
And
gonna tell
they're
you.
filled front and back.
Right.
Because I'll go through the book, I fill up every front page,
Mm-hmm.
and then I turn it over and I fill up every back page. I get
Right.
full paper usage out of my binders, you know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Earlier, when you mentioned cassette tapes, you told on yourself.
Yeah, see, I did, you know. I gave it away a little bit.
That's okay. But what I want you to do right now is to hit us with one more piece.
Okay.
To close, to conclude, and then we'll close out.
All right.
All right. Artist Mansoir, ladies and gentlemen, with Art in Us, Man Soars Higher.
Now, this piece is called The Village, and this piece was created when I first started doing poetry as well, but it's about where I first started doing poetry at, which was Leimert Park Village, which is like an oasis right in the heart of the city. And it's if you go there, you'll see jazz, you'll see poetry workshops, writing workshops. And I just kind of found my home as jazz, little coffee houses, little quaint venues where spoken word and jazz was being performed nightly. And I just found myself almost like a thirsty man in the desert who finds water.
Right.
You know, and it was like, I'm home. So here, now over 10 years later, here I am still there in Leimert Park, still going for my fix, still doing poems, still writing. And this piece is birthed from my eye-opening experience when I entered the village, and it's called The Village. It goes like this. I say, as I look throughout the village, the people are troubled from here to Soweto. I tell you, I'd be lying if I said their crying eyes cease. They don't cease in quiet places. The people are troubled. And somewhere, someone just acquired brand new shiny things by any means necessary. I grovel to wallow in this pit, this ish, my own ish, so thick I freak, fall, stammer, then stumble. I hear the rumbling of the bubbling melting pot, the sex pool, the cesspool. And in this cesspool, sex spews. And well, some of it's gonna get on you. So I tell you what, wipe the grime, smear the sticky pleasure of the funk all over your body. And you look to think, drop, drink at mere fathom. Notice not the meek till the hour. Notice not a people with power till they speak. Salah. And a question is asked. What have you? Have you any means? What have you as the aroma of coffee beans entice pen to sway at local cafe where I am not the proprietor but frequent every day? The question is asked. What have you? And somewhere, someone just acquired brand new, shiny things by any means necessary. And I want that high. And I want that. And why wasn't that me who died on the cross? Tell me something. We right now enjoying the spoken word programming and all, but right now, can you feel the pressure? Can you feel the tightening of the clamp with each half a turn? Can you feel your vice? And the sweat from your brow can't earn enough. I mean, the sweat from your brow can fill up a dam and can form a tidal wave when it breaks it, and you still ain't getting paid. And oh, by the way, where's those brighter days? I tell you what, crawl on your hands and knees in the feces in the maze. It's this twisted ish registering in your brain. For truth has already coined the phrase, well, ish is real. And so, how much does it earn now? How much does it earn now? Now, how much does it earn? The sweat from your brow. I say, as I look throughout the village, the people are troubled. From here to Soweto, I tell you I'd be lying if I said the crying eyes cease. They don't cease in quiet places. The people are troubled. And woman, lift her head high and search for love. But ain't no love, only lust found when you giving up the snatch and want to be matched with peppermints and old school raps captivate. And you find yourself flat on your back, stirring up with this jive, nothing mother. But he's confused too. I tell you I'd be lying if I said the crying eyes cease. All over the world they don't cease. The people are troubled. But somewhere, someone just acquire brand new, shiny things by any means necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, artist Mansoir. This has been Indie Encounter, a journey into the world of the independent creators of art and artistic communication. I want to thank today's guest, artist Mansoir, for sharing his poetic vision with us. If you want to find out more about today's guest, check him out on myspace.com, Mansoir, Facebook, Mansoir, or through the Lamert Park Poets on the web. Check out our website here at PasadenaCommunityNetwork.com and select the Arroyo channel. Thanks to our director, Lilia F. Gaspar, and crew for making this show possible. Thanks to all of you. We hope to see you here again when we embark on another Indie Encounter.